Hey there, BitChute and YouTube. Welcome to the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. Let's take a look at some stormy seas. If you're wondering where the highest seas in the world are, the worst places to sail are the areas in between New Zealand and Antarctica. This area in the Southern Ocean currently showing some 35-foot seas, 35.4-foot seas down there. That is probably the worst place in the world to be on a boat. Don't be on a boat with Marky Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney. It could be the perfect storm. 35-foot seas, a little bit on the harsh side. That is our significant wave height on nullschool.net. We like to occasionally show additional features here on the great nullschool.net Earth wind map. So here are the surface winds of the eastern world. You can see some quite strong winds there in the Southern Ocean between Australia and Antarctica. Some turbulent winds happening there in the winter of the Southern Ocean. Not a good day to go sailing around Antarctica. And indeed, there's a huge kink in the jet stream there over eastern Australia. Looking like some pretty average temperatures for you over there. Kimberley. Shout out to Kimberley, our pal from Australia. Next, the jet streams of the Americas. Let's rotate that a little more. There we go. That's a little better view. And the jet stream once again staying mostly north in the U.S., allowing some convective forces to be at play in the southern portion. And there's actually an anticyclone right here. You can see this clockwise rotation, the signature of an anticyclone in the northern hemisphere. Here are the surface winds of the Americas. It looks like a minor intensification of this tropical low south of Mexico. How about Europe, Africa, and the Middle East? There are the surface winds of the central world. Yes, the center of the planet. It's not the east, it's not the west, it's the middle. And there are the jet streams. Some funky jet stream activity happening here in the southern portion of Africa. See the jet stream here moving due south. And then you can see a low pressure system here, the clockwise rotation in the southern hemisphere, an indication of a low pressure environment. Anyway, that's where things lie from a global perspective. Here's your weather.gov map. If your county is lit, click your county. We've got some flooding issues likely here. Some flood watches there in northern Idaho and northeastern Washington. Yeah, Washington. Also some flood watches in New Mexico. If your county's lit, click your county. We've got a heat wave in a large portion of the central part of the country there. Some hot temperatures showing up as a heat advisory. Also some severe thunderstorm watches there in South Dakota. Perhaps some good surf around Hawaii once again as well. Continuing on, we saw a lot of lightning here over the U.S. A lot of lightning overnight there happening. Remember, folks, lightning can strike the same place twice. Don't assume it can't. That is a terrible myth, the idea that lightning can't strike the same place twice. It absolutely does. Imagine if there's a huge magnetite deposit. You think lightning won't strike that location more than once? Anyway, we've got some current lightning strikes happening in places like Iowa and Minnesota. Also some northern Wisconsin, right on the banks of Lake Superior there. And also some lightning there in northwestern Colorado. I know there's definitely a lot of hot air rising up out of Colorado, and maybe that's causing some static electricity to build up. When you have that much hot air coming out of one state, you never know what could happen. There could be so much hot air that it could affect weather patterns, folks. You never know. So quite active here as far as lightning goes on a planetary scale. Quite a bit of lightning happening at the moment. See some Caribbean lightning happening there, some lightning in the North Atlantic. Next, we're going to show a forecast, and that forecast is based on the GFS model. That's the next 72 hours of pressure and precipitation over the lower 48, and you're going to see a series of compartmentalized storms there. So some rather significant storms happening, but they'll all be fairly small and compact. So they may be strong, and quite a bit of different systems happening there across the U.S. Again, that's your 72-hour GFS pressure and precipitation forecast for the lower 48. Let's continue on. Here's the current pressure environment, and you've got a low here around the Wyoming-South Dakota border. Also, we've got large anticyclones both in the North Atlantic, right here, and in the North Pacific. So large high pressure systems there on either side of the continental U.S. And let's take a look at our radar.weather.gov map. Radar.weather.gov showing vertical motion of water droplets in the air column. That's what a ground-based Doppler radar system does. We've got some significant systems here moving across Minnesota into Wisconsin, across Iowa. Here's your shortwave radiation map showing clouds and fog. And when we show the water vapor, it should help clarify things. And there's the water vapor map for you. And you can see some rather rapid precipitation happening right here. See all that water vapor vanishing out of the atmosphere. It doesn't just vanish, it ends up on the ground, which causes it to not show up in the satellite. Anyway, hopefully that helps clarify things. Hopefully you're able to forecast your own weather. Understanding the physics is the key to forecasting anything. If you know the underlying mechanisms that cause things to happen, you should be able to forecast them. So there's your recap, the Doppler radar. Here's the shortwave radiation showing clouds and fog. And there's the water vapor. That'll be the most definitive for you if you're not sure what's going to happen with your Doppler. That system is making a turn to the east. So it was moving a bit to the northeast, and now it's moving more to the east. It's got a bit of a pulse of dry massive air pushing it from behind. Give us a push from behind by pressing like, subscribe, share, etc. We'll see you soon at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. Happy Independence Day. Universum Liberate, and may that terrestrial wind be at your back.